Good morning. So I do have to sort of give a shout out to my mom, Wanda Rovelt. She is visiting from Texas. So I am very blessed. I have my own personal cheering squad that I brought with me. So this morning, we're continuing our series on the wonderful book, Ask Yourself This, by Wendy Craig Purcell. And I just wanted to mention that Reverend Heidi is having a class each Wednesday if you would like to join her and others to discuss the book. It's from 7 to 8:30 in the Heritage Room. So that's an opportunity for you to explore these questions further. And the fourth chapter that we'll be covering today is how to build a happier and more meaningful life. So I wanted to ask, is there anybody here who doesn't want to be happy? Anybody shooting for depressed and miserable? Did anybody get up this morning and say, you know, I just need a little more anxiety in my life? I'm hoping not. And yet it seems, why is it so difficult for us to find happiness and meaning in our lives and to keep it? Why is that? Well, one of the questions we can ask ourselves is, who or what is responsible for my happiness? Who or what is responsible for my happiness? And I suspect that we've all done it. We've just gotten off the phone talking to somebody, and it's been a very difficult conversation. We hang up the phone and say, oh, that person makes me so mad. And how many of us have gotten in the car in the morning, and we're going to work, thinking it's going to be a good day, and somebody cuts us off. And we shake our fist. You are ruining my day. And in that moment and in that reaction, we are sowing the seeds of our unhappiness. Because in those moments, we're giving away responsibility for our happiness. We're giving it away to somebody else for them to decide if we're going to have a good day, for them to decide whether we're going to be happy or sad. And that's probably never going to work. So we can ask ourselves this question: who or what is responsible for my happiness? Not once, but throughout the day, you can ask yourselves over and over again. And the answer will always be you. You are responsible for your happiness, regardless of what's going on around you. So another question that we can ask ourselves is, what is the source of my inspiration? What is the source of my inspiration? And if we think for a moment and look around at the various different lifestyles and ways that people find direction in their life, arguably, you might find that there's three general areas where the answer to that question falls. Externally focused, internally focused, or divinely focused. So let's take externally focused. Now, we all have those impressions that are coming forward to us each and every day. In fact, Duke has told us many times that in our society, we have about 60,000 impressions that we get from the TV, from radio, from our friends, from our coworkers, from billboards, coming at us every minute of every day. And so we may think that those impressions are not making an impression on us. But yet, if we think for a moment, it's easy for them to kind of sneak into our psyche. Now, for us women, apparently, there is an epidemic of wrinkles and cellulite. It's all over the news. We've all got it. And the good news is there is a cure. There's a way that you can fix this part of yourself that isn't quite right. Thank goodness. So that's for the women. Now, you poor men, I am so sorry. Apparently, there is a body part that isn't working very well. And it's ruining your life. But the good news is there's this little blue pill that you can take, and that pill will improve all your relationships and make you a man, and you will be happy. Or not. So as we all know, if we stop and think about it, that many of these impressions, particularly commercials, are specifically designed to make us feel less about ourselves. There is something wrong with us, and whatever that commercial is selling, that is going to bring us happiness. There's a research that's been done specifically on watching TV and whether or not there's a correlation between that and obesity. Now, we all know that for some reason in our culture, people are gaining weight at unprecedented rates. And I'm sure there are many, many reasons for that to be happening. And there seems to be this thing called TV that is also contributing to that. Now, how could that be? In this specific research study, they held all other factors constant, and they just looked for a correlation between watching TV and gaining or losing weight. And not surprisingly, they found the more TV people watched, the more overweight they were. The most TV watchers were the heaviest and had the worst eating habits. So all of us can do our own research project. This week, you can go home, and sometime starting around the dinner hour, you'll see that the commercials turn towards food. Now, you may have already had dinner, but they have something even better. And I particularly love the pizza commercials. Those are so wonderful. You know what you have is you have the people coming together, and their pizza's just been delivered, and everybody's so happy, and relationships are born out of eating pizza. And oh my goodness, we're just having such a good time. I know that if you just order that pizza, your life will be wonderful. And then when everybody's gathered around and the pizza arrives, they have the ubiquitous shot, the first slice of pizza removed from the box. The cheese spreading and pulling. You can almost smell the warm aroma of pizza. And our reptilian brain has been designed that when we see food, we get hungry. And so when we see that pizza commercial and we see all those people having fun and eating the pizza, our brain tells us we need pizza too. And imagine if while you were watching the TV screen, that even in addition to the visual cues, that suddenly the smell of pizza started wafting out of the TV. Our reptilian brains would go wild with desire. I must have pizza. I must have pizza. And sadly, TV advertisers have actually tested that concept to see if they could create TVs with little smellometers that would have aroma come out of the TV so that we would buy more pizza. And the sad news is, pizza is not going to make us happy.